Welcome, dear viewers, on this channel. My name is Cecilia Abuna Segbeji. Our presentation is on language and meaning construction. Interestingly, my group members will touch on all the important content of this topic. So with no further ado, my group members will take it over from here.
My name is Kate Noviku. A term is vague if it can't be clearly expressed, that is, stated in indefinite terms or not having a precise meaning. A term can be considered as vague, even though it is not ambiguous. Vagueness decreases the content or the amount of information that is being conveyed. Example, a sentence like, few people got infected with the virus at the clinic. This sentence is vague because it doesn't give the precise number of people who got infected with the virus. Another example is a lecture giving an announcement. We will be having a test at the right time. This sentence is also vague because the lecturer didn't specify the exact time or day to have the test. It is therefore advised to avoid vagueness in situations that require concrete information.
Hi, my name is Akosia. I'm going to talk about implication. To explain the theories and rules, we can point to their distinctive results. In other words, we can explain how they make a difference if they are correct or accepted. For example, utilitarianism is of the view that the right action is the one that maximizes happiness for all. An example is, let's say I'm a doctor in Central University, and let's say 6 students in Central University are having Ebola. We all know Ebola is a killer disease. So since 6 students are having Ebola, let's say I only have 5 drugs for the treatment. Among these 6 students, one of them needs 5 of the drugs to get better, and the rest of the 5 students just need one each to get better. So this theory is of the view that instead of me giving all the 5 drugs to the one who needs the 5 drugs to survive, I should give 1 drug to each of the other 5 students so that the 5 will rather survive. So at the end, we will make a greater portion happy, or a lot of people happy, than just making one person happy and reusing all the 5.
My name is Emefa Ameyibo. It helps us understand and then explain connection between things. Necessary truth is a statement which remains true after several explanations, whilst necessary falsehood is a proposition false in a possible world. Examples are: 1. Being a grandson is sufficient to be a grandchild, and then being in the university is sufficient for being an undergraduate.
Definitions. A definition is a statement of meaning of a term. An example is expatriate, which means a person who lives outside their native country. With this, the definiendum, which is whatever we are trying to clarify or find meaning to, becomes the expatriate. Then the words that clarify the definiendum, or the word you looked up, is termed the definiant. Therefore, the use of is, which is the is term, is approached here, where it means equality, which means, for example, expatriate is a person who lives outside the native country, meaning expatriate is equal to a person who lives outside their native country. Red box, central ministry is a term. There is no is, just made up of one or more words separated by commas. And this is referred to as a referent, which is a term. We then go to concept. Concept refers to the in-depth meaning or foundation of a word, what the word wants to achieve or put on board. An example is grief, which is what basically is expressed at a funeral. So with this, the concept between grief and funeral is the emotional or sadness or mood associated with it. We have the reportive definition, stipulative definition, precising definitions, etc.
Hi, I'm Princess Ayamwa, and I'm here to speak on the topic ambiguity. Ambiguity is when the meaning of a word, phrase, or sentence is uncertain. There are many types of ambiguity, but I'll just focus on three. There's the lexical ambiguity, the referential ambiguity, and the syntactic ambiguity. To begin with, lexical ambiguity is when the presence of two or more possible meanings for a single word. An example of a lexical ambiguous statement is I saw bat. There are two meanings to this. It can mean I saw some nocturnal flying mammals, and it can also mean I viewed baseball bats. Furthermore, there's the syntactic ambiguity. This is quite similar to the lexical ambiguity, but in this one, it has two or more possible meanings in a sentence or sequence of words. An example of a syntactic ambiguous statement is the lecturer said on Monday he would give an exam. It can mean he is going to give an exam on Monday, or it could mean he gave an exam on Monday. Finally, there's the referential ambiguity. This refers to when the context does not make it clear what a pronoun or quantifier is referring to. An example of a referential ambiguous statement is Kobe hit Inshira with a bat, then fell. This is confusing because it didn't specify who fell, whether it was Kobe or Inshira. Ambiguous statements can be disambiguated, meaning to remove the ambiguous words to make the statement clear.
My name is Maverick. Today's lesson uses a mention of critical thinking. Critical thinking is a way of thinking in which you don't simply accept all arguments and conclusions you are exposed to, rather have an attitude involving questions such as arguments and conclusion. Now, I'd like to state on three different use and mention of critical thinking. First, there is a strong emphasis on critical thinking skills with real life applications. Second, it exercises children's critical thinking skills and builds literacy. 3. Visual perception, visual motor skills, and critical thinking can also be affected.
My name is Pakwesi. Today I'm here to speak about logical equivalence. When we say two statements are logically equivalent, we are basically trying to say they possess the same truth value, which means A entails B could be the same as B entails A. So A cannot be valid or true and B not being true. An example of this theory could be my dad is a pilot and my dad drives a plane. These two statements are logically equivalent, meaning my dad cannot be a pilot and not drive a plane.